Well, good morning again to anybody who may be listening. It's a beautiful day here in Birmingham, but it's quite chilly, so I decided to light a little fire and have a short chat and then go about my business, whatever that may be. I expect going for a walk will be one of the main things. I have no work at the moment, but I'm also tired, so that's fine. I'm still reading the 1611 Bible, and I do recommend it. I noticed this morning I was reading one of my favourite lines in the Bible, which is when Lamech speaks to his wives and says, "Hear ye, wives of Lamech, and hearken unto my speech," or my words, I forget. Hearken unto my words. In modern Bibles, between "Hear ye, wives of Lamech, hearken unto my words," there is a semicolon. "Hear ye, wives of Lamech, semicolon, hearken unto my speech." And it seemed odd to me that there was a semicolon there, because I would have just put a comma. But a semicolon is separating the two clauses rather more decisively. So I had a look at the 1611, because I read this initially in my in my regular King James Bible. And sure enough, in the 1611, there's a comma. So, where's the decision? What are they saying by putting a semicolon in place of a comma? Are they not implying that the words that follow are more straightly to be attributed to God than to this man Lamech? It's become it's removing the directness somehow of his words. Words on the basis of which I read in some wretched theology stuff that you can find online, and Lamech was described as chauvinistic Lamech. But, these days we would say based. That's how I would like to speak to my wives. Referring to himself in the third person also. So it's really understanding that we are just children of God, in a way. We're separating the man from the name when we do something like that. It sounds ostentatious in today's language, but it's proper. Very proper. But that was many, many, many years ago, of course. The world has apparently moved on. And now we labour under the greatest injustices that have befallen our people over the years. The greatest wickedness, because justice and the law have been removed. And the law will be restored because it's promised in the Word of God. It will always stand. And when the law is reinstated, there's going to be a great slaughter in the land. I don't know at whose hand who the destroying angel will be. Will it be men and women, one against the other? People don't grasp the seriousness of our plight, generally speaking. People at the pub, people in the truth movement, people in the church, people in the street. And when you appeal to the Lord publicly and make a claim, the claim that I certainly make, that the future of our country, of our lands and our peoples is in the hand of God, and our efforts are in the hands of God, as are all our lives. And only with His support will we be moved forward. And with His support, the change and the victory are secured. Except the Lord buildeth the house, the builders labour in vain. That's the fundamental thing, and yet when I say it, if I put it on Facebook or something, most of the time I just get those hilarious laughing faces, because people think that the Bible is a fairy tale. It's a tremendous situation. And reading the Old Testament, as I'm doing at the moment, and as I've done many times, and I'm sure everybody does, well, one thing that struck me this morning is the extent to which the sin of one man can and is shared, as it were, by the entire tribe. When Israel strays from the Lord's instruction and the Lord's anger is kindled, then the entire tribe weeps, and they'll weep for, as occurs also up until the time of David, when David wept for Abner, and all the people wept. Although the killing was justified because the slayer was his brother, or the slayer was his brother. He exacted vengeance for the life of his brother. And the matter resulted in all the people weeping together. And really, this is what we should be doing now, isn't it? All weeping together for the state of the country and for the state of the king, particularly. Great mourning and anguish, and a consistent appeal to the mercy of God. I think, this is what is required, and I understand why it's required. It's not a tactic, it's a biblical practice. And then justice will be restored, and the restoration of justice will be a fearsome spectacle. The book of Revelation speaks of horses riding in blood up to their bridles. It's quite a serious matter, really, you know. But I think I've meditated upon it enough for today, because it is a fearsome matter. And I shall go and enjoy the sunshine and have some breakfast. God bless anybody who may be listening, and may the Lord be with you.